Hello students, welcome to today's class. Our today's topic is finding square root of some decimal numbers. Today we will do some maths from chapter 1.1, 1.2 of your textbook. At first, let's do some maths from question number 11 from page number 18. Question number A. Determine the square root of 0.36. So how to do that? Let's see. If you can remember of determining any square root, at first we have to make some pairs from the right side to left side when we done the problem without decimal. But with decimal, we make pair differently for before decimal point and after decimal point. All right. Here we can find only one pair and one single zero. So at first, if we find here only 0, so we just give a 0 point, nothing else. We have nothing to do before the 0 numbers because there are before the decimal there are only 0, so we write 0 point. Now we see the next pair is 36, and the 36 can easily go with 6 times 6 is 36, which will absolutely similar as the number. So after subtracting we will get 0. If the remainder is 0, then the answer is completed. Therefore the answer is square root of 0.36 will be 0.6. Now let's move on to question number C. Here you can see 0.0049. Now we make pair. Before decimal only one digit, that is 0, and after decimal there will be two pairs. One is 0, 0, another one is 49. Remember, here we will start pairing from after decimal and then from left side to right side. And if there are only one digit here, say for here there is no 9. So if there is no 9, then we can put 0 here easily. But if there is pair, so we have to do as the given pairs. Now you can see the first one is 0 point. We have nothing to do with the first decimal because there are zeros. Now if we see here, there are one pair of 0, there are two zeros. So for these two zeros we easily just calculate 1 0 in the answer in any math. If there are a pair of zeros before any digit, then we just take 1 0 for these two zeros. We just take 1 0 as the answer. Okay. Now next pair is 49. So 49 is 7 times 7 is 49. So we just 7 times 7 is 49. We just find the subtraction will be 0. So the square root of 0.0049 will be 0.07. All right, which completes our answer. Now question number F. Now we do question number F. At first write here the answer, the question like this one. So at first you see, if we make pair here from the after decimal to the left, from unit digit to left side, there will be one pair and a one, single one, and after decimal point there will be three pairs. All right. Now we see 144, or if we take 1, just 1, so 1 ones are 1, and after subtracting we'll get just 0, and then we put down the next pair. The next pair will be 44. Now as you can remember, it should be doubled. If we double 1, we get 2. Then we have to put a number here and also here, so that the multiplication of this new number or new digit multiplied with this total number will be similar or as close as to this as this remainder or this subtraction. So 22 times 2 is 44. So after subtracting it will be 0. Now see that there is a point, so we use a point here also, and now there is a pair called 84. All right. Now we must double this 12 as 24. and also we have to put a digit here, which put here should be multiplied and close to this one. So if we put here 1, here will be 1, so 241 times 1 is 241, which exceeds 84, so we cannot take 1, so we can take just 0. So 0 and 0, so 0 times 240 will be 0, so the subtraction will be 84. Now if we put down another pair, we will get this one. Now again, if we make it double, it will be 240. All right, now just now we can take here a number like 3, 1, 2. Here we use, if we use 1, we'll get here 1, so we have to use 1 here. If we use 2 here, we have to use here also 2. Okay, so here easily we can use 3 here, we can use 3 here, also 3. So if we use 3 times and 2403 will be 7209. 7209 will be the multiplication. Now after subtraction, we'll get 3, 0, and will be 1200. Okay, which is the remainder. Now we put down another pair, the last pair will be 2 and 25. So now we make it double. If we make it double, it will be 2406. Now we have to put a digit here, which will be multiplied with this digit, this number, and close to or similar to this number. Now if we put here 5 and put here 5 also, so 5 times this number will be here you see that here is 5, here is 24 in the first 2 digit. These are zeros, and let we remove this 3 digit. If we multiply it with 5 times 24, it will be 120, so it is closed. So if we multiply these digits, we get 1, 2, 0, 3, 5, which is exactly similar, and the remainder will be 0. So that's terminate our answer. So the square root of, so we can write the square root of this digit will be 12.035, which completes our answer. All right, so this is how we can determine any square root of decimal numbers which are perfect squares. Now we see some more square root which is not actually perfect square. So how can we finish that type of problem? Now we will do the problems from your book, page number 18, number 12. Question number 12. Sorry. Question number 12. Question number 12 asks also determine square root. Determine the square root up to 2 decimal places. Up to 2 decimal places. Here, up to 2 decimal places, there is a reason for saying that. If a number is not perfect square, then it will the square root will be maybe unlimited after digit. There is no definite digits after decimal. There will be unlimited digits. So in the question, it will be asked to find only just 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places. For example, in number A, we have to find the square root of 7. Now let's start. At first, if we start 7, so clearly we can see that 2 times 2 is 4, and it will be 3. Now if we double this digit, it will be 4. Now there is 3 and it is 4. So we cannot divide it any more time. So we need some more pairs or digit. So for the first pair, if we put a decimal here and put 2 zeros as a pair, So we will get these 2 zeros in the next digit, and also we put a decimal here. Now if we use a number like 6 and 6 here, then then we can find some 6 times 6 is 36, in hand 3, and 6 times 4 is 24 plus 3 27, so we'll get 24 as the remainder. Now the question asks you have to find the square root up to 2 decimal places, so we just find only 1 decimal places. Now we have to find another decimal places, that will be 00. Again, if we take the value 7 will not change. Okay, so as much as pairs of zeros we can take. Now if we put down the another 2 zeros here, now we have to make it double. Double means 52. Now if we put another digit here at first, then we can easily find another decimal. That is, if we use 4 here, you have to check whether we can use 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. We can use 4 because 4 5s are 20, almost close to this 2400. So if we use 4 here and 4 here, and after multiplying we can get 2096, I think 2096. Now if we subtract, we'll get 4 and 304. All right, so this is our required 2 decimal places. Now we should check for another pair, because if here we get another digit less than 5, okay, less than 5, then the answer will be what we already get, 2.64. If the third digit here is equal to or greater than 5, then we have to add a 1 with this last digit, another 1 with last digit we have to add. So let's see, if we make another pair, we'll get this pair, and now if we make it double, it will be 528. So now if we put here 5 and 5 here, 5 and 5 here, it will be close to 30,400. 5 times 5 is 25, in hand 2. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 42, in hand 4. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 14, in hand 1. Now 5 times 5 is 25, 25 plus 1 26. So here if we subtract, the answer will be 5 7 and 9 and 3, 3975. This will be the remainder. Now we get 3 decimal places, but what will be the answer? Here approximately we have to find 2 decimal places. So now 2.645, if we take 2 decimal places, we can write approximately to 0.65, which will be our answer. If it is equal to or greater than 5, we have to add 1 with this digit, that is 4 will become 5, and this 5 will be removed. This 5 will be removed, and instead of this 5 we just add 1 with this 4. Remember, not only for 5, if this digit is greater than or equal to 5, that is 5 6 7 8 9, for all these digit, if there are digit like this, we have to add 1 with the previous digit, which is called the round off method. Now the answer will be, so the square root of 7 will be 2.65. Now observe here, the decimal digit will not finish, it will be continue unlimitedly, but the question asks to find the decimal only 2 decimal places after 2 decimal places. So just we terminate after 2 decimal places. To find whether the last digit will be as it is or it will be increased with 1, we have to determine another 1 digit. All right, now let's move on to question number B of question of 12. Let's move on to question number B. Now see, question number B, the same question. Determine square root of number 23.24. So 23.24. At first we see 4 times 4 will be 16 and the remainder will be 7. Now if we make double, it will be 8, and if we down the other pair, it will be 724. Now we have to put a decimal here also and put any digit here which will be closest or similar to this one. Now now see here, if we put 8 here and 8 here, it will be closest to this one, because 8 8s are 8 8s are 64, 640, closest to 640. So 8 times 8 is 64, in hand 6, 8 times 8 is 64 plus 6 will be 700. So 20 will be the remainder. Now see, in the question we are asked to find 2 decimal places, so we have to put another pair of 0 here and put it down here. Now if we find if we double this, it will be 96. It will be 96 here if we double this. Now if we put 2 here and 2 here, it will become closest to 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 6 is 12, in hand 1, 2 times 8 is 18 plus 9, 19. So if we subtract, we will get 76. Now if we make it double here, we will get 964. And if we take another pair of 0 here, we will get 0 0. Take another pair. If we use just another pair of zeros here, so we'll get 7600. And now if we see that no digit is available for here, or 1 or anything, just we can use 0. So 0 times 9640 will be 0, and so the last digit of third digit is 0. So we don't have to add an extra 1 here. So the answer will be root over 23.24 will be 4.82. So which is our answer. I think you have understand this to okay. Now we are going to find some square root of some fractions which are also perfect square numbers. At first, number A, 1 by 64. So this will be like this, 1 over 64. So to find the root over of a fraction, it will be differently root over with the numerator and the denominator. 1 over 64 root over will be root over of 1 and the fraction of root over 1 and root over 64. Now if we find the root over 1, you can remember 1 is a perfect square number, so root over 1 is also 1, and root over 64, which is also a perfect square number. We know that 8 8s are 64, so the answer will be square root of 64 will be 8, so the answer will be 1 by 8. Now if the question asks you to determine the decimal point, then you have to divide it as a decimal division, and then you have to find the answer. Now question number B, if we similarly as question number 1, if you are asked to find root over 49 by 121, we can easily determine the root over 49 and root over 121. Now these two are perfectly square number, that is 49 will be 7 times 7 is 49, so square root of 49 will be 7, and square root of 121 will be 11. So the answer will be 7 by 11. Now move on to question number C. Square root of 11 times 11 and 97 by 144. Here you can see the fraction is given into a mixed fraction. So at first we have to make it improper fraction to find the square root. To make it improper fraction, we have to multiply 11 and 144 at first. So 11 and 144, it will be you can do rough, 144 times 11. So it will be 144 and 144, it will be 485 and 1, 1594. Now we have to add the numerator 97, it will be 1 in hand 1, 18 in hand 1, 5116, and it will be 1681. So square root of 1681 and 144. So now we find the square root of 1681 here and square root of 144 differently. Now if you remember, the square root of 144 will be 12, because 12 times 12 is 144, and now you have to find the square root of 1681 as the remainder. In your previous class we have already done how to find the square roots of any integer number. For reminding you, I just doing shortly. At first make pairs from this, and first one 16 times 16 is 61, and then 0, and then put it down 81, and now you have to make it double. 4 times 2 is 8. Now you have to put here just 1 and 1, so 81 and 1s are 81, which is exactly same. So the square root of 1681 is 41, which is your answer. If the answer asks to do in decimal form, then you have to divide it and find the decimal form of this fraction. Now move on to question number D. Question number D, similarly you have to find the square root of this mixed fraction. So at first you have to make it improper fraction, which will be this number. If you do rough here, at first multiply this 324 with 32 and then add 241, you will get this one. Now if we do the square root separately, so we get 10,609 and the square root of 324. So if you do rough here, you can easily get it. If you practice, you can find the square root of 324 as 18 and and 10,609. You can get the square root of 10,609 will be 103. So this will be the answer. If the answer asks you to find the decimal form, then you have to divide it. Now you can also do rough here. 1 0, finding square root of 1 0 and 609. That this will be at first make pair. So 1 will be the first one, and next pair will be 0 6. 1 will be doubled as 2. So if we put here any one number which will be closest to this one, so if we want to close it, so it will be actually 0. 0 times 20 is 0, so the subtraction will be 6. Next pair will be 6 0 and 9. Now if we make it double, it will be 20, and if we give it 3 here, you will get 609. Now this is the system for finding the square root of 10,609, which will be 103. Okay, now move on to next question number 14 of your text. Now we are going to solve a problem from question number 14. Determine square root up to 3 decimal places. We will do question number A, 6 by 7. If you can see the number of this denominator is not a perfect square number. Now we will follow a technique that will make it perfect square. Only the denominator we have to make it perfect square. So if we multiply numerator and denominator by 7, because the denominator is 7, if we multiply by 7 both sides, then we get 42 and 49. So if now if we find the square root of 42 and 49, it will become like square root of 42, and square root of 49 will be 7. So now we just have to find the square root of 42 here, and then we will divide the answer by 7. Now for finding the square root of 42, we just up to 3 decimal places, so we have to take 4 pairs of zeros 4 pairs of zeros, and then we start. So 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, and 4 pairs. Now the first one is 6 times 6 is 36, and if we subtract, we will get 6 and then double zero, first pair. And now if we make it double, it will be 12, and if we take the decimal point here, so we have to take the decimal point. And now if we take 4 as the digit here, so we'll get 4 times 124 is 396. Now if we subtract, we will get 104. Now we get the second pair of zeros. Now make this number as double, it will be 128. Now we want to put a another number here, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. We check different digit here. If we use 8 as the digit here and 8 here, we will get a number like 10,304. You can do rough. 8 times 1288 will be 10,304. After subtracting, we will get 96 as the remainder. Now we put another pair of zeros. Now if we double this one, we will get 648 times 2, so we'll get 6, 9 and 13, 1396. Now there is no digit here we can use for writing this 0, so we have to use 0 here and also 0 here. Now 0 times 13,960 will be 0, so the remainder will as it is 9600. Now we put another pair of 0, the last one. Now if we make it double, it will remain 13,960. Now what can we use here? We already found 3 decimal places, but the last digit is 0. Now we have to find another one. If the digit is greater than 5, then we have to add 1 here. So for this reason, we have to get another digit. Now for finding another digit, we just make it double. If we make it double, it will be 13,960. Now if we put here 7 and here also 7, so after multiplying these 2 digits, we will get 99,07,249. So after subtracting, we will get 52,000 or 751 here after subtracting. Now you can say that there are 4 digits, so approximately we can write 6.4807 is equal to approximately 6.481. Now what will be the final answer? Therefore root over 6 by 7 will be the answer of 6.481 divided by 7. This is our final answer of root over 6 and 7. Now you if you divide this, you will get the decimal result. Okay, this completes our result. Now there will be some homework for you. For your homework, you will do from page number 18. Page number 18, you will do question number 11, 12, 13 and 14. These 4 questions will be your homework from chapter 1.2 and page number 18. Okay, we will do some word problem in next class, and till then, goodbye.